Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Liam Keane from Selhurst Park. Liam, Palace 3, Wolves 2. What did you make of that?
I think for me it boils down to Wolves' defensive frailties in that second half. Because the whole game, and we know what Wolves are like at the moment, they were struggling to create. So the goals weren't flowing, and yes, that's a major problem, but the difference in Wolves getting a point here and leaving with nothing, for me, was those final 2 goals. Look, second half, obviously, getting yourself back in at 1-1 with Hwang's shoulder header goal, and a little bit fortunate, but you've then got to try and get some sort of grip on the game, and it just very slowly slipped away from Wolves. And players like Eze, who I thought was excellent today, were popping up in good places, and once they created the goals, and Mateta off the bench was heavily involved in both of them as well, and Wolves just let the game slip away, and that for me was the difference between, as I say, getting a point and nothing.
Threat. There wasn't a lot of threat there from Wolves today. I know they had possession, and I think the stats show that, again, quite pleasing in wrong areas really for me. I felt the ball was always coming back, and of course, like you say, sloppy passing was awful throughout the day, and they were made to pay for it eventually in the second half.
Yeah, both teams, to be honest, the passing was, I mean, we both commented on it online as well, that the passing was really bizarre. I mean, 5-yard, 10-yard passes, everything was astray. It was not a great game for neutral, despite being a 3-2 in the end. And yeah, look, Wolves, the word I used to describe it was ponderous. I think they got into okay positions, even at 1-1, into okay positions in the final third, and just nothing cutting edge, nothing clinical, no neat passes in between the thirds, in between the lines, no neat passes to cut open, no movement. When Kalajdzic wasn't on the pitch, and it was Fabian Cunha against 6'4" defenders, it was lofted crosses into the box. When Kalajdzic was on the pitch, it was trying to pass the ball into the net. I didn't quite understand with the game plan, to be honest. And albeit the performance wasn't dreadful overall, you've seen Wolves get back into a game and slip away again, and that for me is the most worrying sign.
Gary O'Neill said post-match that they didn't ever see them losing that game. Did you agree? Would you agree with that until the end?
Well, I thought a 0-0 in the first half that they were on to lose that, because even though Palace, similar with their passing and struggling to keep hold of the ball, were creating more chances, and Wolves, to their own detriment, were giving Palace chances as well. And then that second half at 1-1, I thought, right, okay, Wolves are settled here, doing okay. And then, as I say, I keep using the word slip away, because it's just those small moments. Eze picks the ball up in the right spot, Mateta wins a flick on, and all of a sudden the game's changed, and Wolves never got a foothold after that.
Matthias Cunha scored 96th minute. I think it flattered Wolves really, that to be a 3-2 game, especially in that second half. They missed out on Che Adams. Have they got enough up front now, between now and let's say January, I guess, to score goals to win Premier League matches consistently?
I think so, because obviously Cunha scored, as you say, means nothing towards the end of the game. But Kalajdzic has looked dangerous. He actually had a decent chance when he came on, albeit the game was pretty much done by that point. And he was just a few inches away from meeting the ball and probably tapping it home. I think there are goals there. I don't think Wolves all of a sudden overnight are going to become a clinical side, but I think there's enough there based on how the Premier League's looking at the moment for Wolves to still be fine. I'd still back that and still think Wolves will be okay, but they're not going to turn into a clinical side overnight. It's just not going to happen.
Enzo Gonzalez on the bench today, quite a bit of a surprise, I guess. Tommy Doyle not on the bench, and the other 3 signings weren't. What's the latest on them? Yeah,
Tommy Doyle's got a knock. I think they were expecting him to be okay for Liverpool, so just missed out on today. Obviously, after the international break, he'll be back. Enzo Gonzalez, here probably a little bit earlier than planned. Had other players been fit or not, signing too late, didn't get a game, but I think for him to be around the team and at a stadium away, London, it's a world away from where he was. So I think,
and if there's a defensive injury, you're looking at Totti Gomez to come on.
Absolutely, yeah. For him to get that kind of that kind of experience, I think is good. And then obviously Santi Bueno here was in the squad. You'd imagine he'll be in the squad going forward for Liverpool. And then obviously Bellegarde, he's not even in the country yet. I believe he's still in France, so he'll be back in training, I expect, next week, and then obviously in time for Liverpool.
So who do we put the blame on today? Is it the fans? Is it the players? Is it the manager? Or is it Liam Keane for his third consecutive loss?
It can't be the first or the last.
No,
it can't be the fans or me.
Okay.
It might.
Did you get the tactics right though?
For large parts of it, I actually do think he did, because Wolves were winning the midfield battle in the middle of that game, in that middle third of that game. Bringing Traore on at the time he did for Fabio, I think we both felt that was actually quite a smart move at the time. And then all of a sudden, Wolves are a goal down João Gomez is coming off, and I actually thought João Gomez had probably, it might be a big statement, but probably his worst game in a Wolves shirt, I thought, today. He really did struggle, and Lamina had to carry him a little bit and had to do all the running for him, to be honest. I thought he looked off the pace. I don't think that's going to be a major issue going forward. I think João Gomez is a very talented footballer. But the reason why I think Gary Neal did well today was that midfield battle, because Wolves have played here before and been bullied in midfield, and I don't think they were that today. The difference is defensive frailties and not putting the ball in the back of the net. It's as simple as that.
What you can say with the additions on deadline day and a couple of days before that is that now there is a competition for places. You know, that if you are playing poorly in this side, you're going to be out of this side, and that's really what they need. I know Liverpool's going to be a very difficult game in 2 weeks' time, of course, international break, and then you go to Luton. And I mean, Luton, you've got to go there and you've got to be looking to win that game, don't you?
No, absolutely. Yeah, look, we spoke about this before with Núñez leaving and the ability to bring a few more bodies in, and again, obviously the quality will tell, hopefully. But the centre-back was massively key, so Santi Bueno coming in there, you needed him without a doubt. And then just to supplement other areas of the squad, and a like-for-like replacement of sorts in Bellegarde once he gets in training next week. So, yeah, I would like to think that the competition and bodies and numbers is a lot healthier now than before Núñez had left. It's now about whether the quality is there, and we're going to find out when we see these players play.
Palace 3, Wolves 2. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.